Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for our review of this indexed annuity, which performs best in the worst market conditions. Typically, annuities range from 5 to 15 years. Of course, the closer to 5 years, the better for the consumer. So we'll just review the 5-year products. There are two types of 5-year products. There are those that are pure walkaway and those that are 5 by 5. With the pure walkaways, after 5 years, you can simply cash out. With the 5 by 5 products, after 5 years, you can get access to your entire balance without penalties or fees, but you must do so over 5 payments. Effectively, the annuity company gives you approximately 20% of your balance over those 5 payments. Well, why would anybody opt for the 5 by 5 if pure walkaways exist? The answer is that it's because the 5 by 5s have an extra incentive. In this case, there's a 3% upfront bonus, and there's better terms in the first 5 years. So just like a 5-year CD would have a higher yield typically than a 1-year CD, the 5 by 5s have more attractive terms in the first 5 years. Accordingly, the remainder of this review will pertain to only the 5 by 5 annuity. Now, let's assume you've made it to the 6th year, so you've had 5 years of deferral. What are your options? Well, you can continue to defer, or you can get out via the 5 payments. It only takes 4 years and 1 day to get the 5 payments. Why? Because you're going to get your first payment in the beginning of the 6th year. You get your last payment at the beginning of the 10th year. Hence, it only takes 4 years and 1 day to get those 5 payments. Now, assume you start with $80,000. 5 years later, your annuity grows to $100,000. If you opt to get out via the 5 payments, the annuity company is going to give you a little implied interest. So you're going to get about $22,000 a year per year for the 5 payments for a total of $110,000. When you get the $22,000, those can be reinvested immediately. Effectively, you'll be earning interest on top of interest. And finally, if you used your IRA money to purchase this annuity initially, when you get the $22,000 payments, you can roll the $22,000 to another IRA account and avoid current taxation. Now I want to talk about the options once you're inside the indexed annuity. Typically, there are two options. There's the fixed account, and then there's the indexed account. The indexed is linked to the S&P 500. Let me first talk about the fixed account. The fixed account currently is yielding 3.85% for 1 year, very similar to a 1-year CD. Plus, this annuity provides a 3% initial bonus, so that given the 3% bonus and the 3.85% first-year rate and compounding, you're going to make about 7% in the first year. Let's assume that you put your money in the fixed bucket for all 5 years. What would you get? Well, under those conditions, you get the 3% bonus, and assuming the fixed rate stayed at 3.85, you get 3.85 for 5 years. So given a 3% bonus and a 3.85 rate for 5 years, you'd get about a 4.25% yield over the 5-year period. Given 5-year CDs are approximately 3%, and given most CDs do not allow 10% annual withdrawals, this indexed annuity seems to be attractive relative to today's CD rates. Okay, let me talk about more features of this indexed annuity. There's a 3% upfront bonus. So if you contribute $100,000, you're going to start with $103,000 day one. You may choose between the indexed and or the fixed account. The fixed account is currently providing a 1-year yield of 3.85%. Now, if you opt for the indexed account, your earnings are linked to the performance of the S&P 500. Here's how it works. You keep all the gains of the S&P 500 up to 8.25%. So if the S&P 500 goes down, you get 0 for that year. If the S&P goes up, consider the following scenarios. If the S&P goes up 4%, you keep the entire 4% gain. If the S&P goes up 12%, that exceeds the cap, and you only get a gain in that year of 8 1/4. Your only possible annual outcome is anywhere from 0 to 8 1/4%. After 5 years, you can continue to defer, or you can access your entire balance without fees or charges over the 5 payments as discussed previously. And during the first 5 years, you can take 10% withdrawals out with any fees or charges, so this indexed annuity can be effective as an income generator. Finally, let me restate this annuity is very liquid and that you can take 10% out during the first 5 years, and then you can tap your entire balance over 5 payments. So once again, 10% in the first 5 years, 20% thereafter. You can get access to a lot of your money very quickly with these indexed annuities.